Jordan was driving his BMW 340i in New Jersey when he noticed a dark-colored Acura driving erratically. Check out what happened after Jordan had been following the Acura for a while.
Oh, there was just an accident! Oh, bro! Holy I just witnessed a accident! Holy
Yeah.
Holy
Heard it. I heard it.
Bro! Yo!
I heard it.
Nah, let me get out.
After the Acura drifted across a lane line and struck another vehicle, it crashed into the center divider before ricocheting across the highway and into the guardrail. Jordan stopped and checked on the driver, who asked him who hit who. This leads Jordan to believe he'd either fallen asleep at the wheel or he was driving under the influence. Fortunately, the drivers of both vehicles were okay. Jordan sent his dashcam footage to the driver of the white Corolla. Roland was slowing down for traffic when the driver of a vehicle behind him wasn't paying attention and plowed into his Mazda 6. The Hyundai hit Roland's car at 45 miles per hour, pushing it forward into an SUV. It then struck his Mazda a second time before the other driver finally got his foot on the brake pedal. The other driver's insurance provider will be paying for all the repairs, which Roland is still waiting to get completed over 2 months later. Ant was stopped at a red light in his Chevy Bolt when the driver of a Tesla Model 3 decided to use the bike lane to cut around him. At the next light, Ant punched the juice pedal, and so did the Tesla driver. Could the Tesla have won this EV showdown? Yes, it could have. But did it? Not this day. Joshy was driving down a highway in Conroe, Texas, when he watched the hood of a pickup truck flip up, obscuring the driver's view. Joshy turned around and went back to see if the pickup driver needed help. He was able to secure his hood shut temporarily using a wire coat hanger. Joshy asked us to give a shout out to his wife Suhail and son Juan. They love watching every Wham Baam video as soon as it comes out. I also have to say that I love Joshy's dashcam setup. Nice work! Joshy sent us another clip, this one from Houston, Texas. He was exiting a highway when he watched two drivers ahead of him change their minds about which way they were going at the same time. Fortunately, there was no accident. Joshy just laughed at the situation and carried on with his day. Peaky Fox was on her way to the store with her child when another driver switched lanes without signaling or checking his blind spot. The other driver was just a kid, and his parents came and dealt with the situation. It took an hour for the police to respond, and the officer wasn't interested in the dashcam footage at all. Initially, the insurance companies deemed this a no-fault accident and denied coverage, until Peaky Fox told them she'd captured the whole thing on dashcam. This submitter was driving to work early one morning when he heard an explosion and saw that a semi-truck had smashed into the wall on the other side of the highway. The submitter called the police and told them where the accident had occurred and what kind of truck was involved. Later that afternoon, they called him back to tell him the driver was okay. Michael was driving his Prius Prime when the driver of a Hyundai passed him illegally before slamming on the brakes. They'd had no interaction before this, so Michael assumed they were stopping for some reason not involving him. When Michael tried to go around the Hyundai, the driver swerved to block him. His only theory is that they must have been impatient with the speed he was driving. Later, Michael saw this same individual yelling at another vehicle at a traffic light and throwing what looked like a pen out of the window. He's not sure what the guy was saying, but he made sure to keep his distance. Nick was driving his Dodge Ram down a city street when the driver of a Ford Taurus made an illegal U-turn in front of him, completely blocking the street in the process. Nick says the Ford driver was staring at him the whole time, perfectly aware that he had blocked traffic. He also sent along this advice: always protect yourself with a dash cam. This submitter was driving in Belgium when he watched a motorcyclist cut in front of the silver Mercedes that was following behind him. He hadn't seen them interact at all before, so he has no idea what prompted this. At first, the Mercedes driver tried to get around the biker, but the biker cut them off before burning rubber and stunting in front of them. Eventually, everyone went their separate ways. What do you think was going on? Leave a comment and let us know. Hatto was heading home in his Chevy Silverado when he watched the driver of a Volkswagen Golf cut around everyone in the turn lane to turn left from the wrong lane and nearly rear-end another vehicle. The VW driver clearly ran the red light while making the illegal maneuver. Thankfully, no accident occurred. Erica was driving her Hyundai Sonata with her 2 kids in the back seat when the driver of a van forced her onto an exit she didn't want to take. She accelerated to get back to the correct lane, skillfully dodging the van. Always remember, traffic that is not changing lanes has the right of way, and traffic that is changing lanes must yield. Elias was driving his 1988 BMW 318i when another driver illegally cut through traffic and pulled out in front of him. The other driver told Elias that nobody had been letting him through, so he just decided to punch the gas pedal. Then he started blaming Elias for the accident, telling him he'd been going too fast. Elias just told him the whole thing had been captured on his dash cam. The damages came to over $1,000 US since his BMW is a classic car and parts are hard to get. Dwayne was headed home from shopping when a Suzuki was cut off by a Toyota Yaris, resulting in a collision which pulled off the Suzuki's front bumper cover. Dwayne was in a hurry and couldn't stop, but he was glad to see that the driver started out with a handshake. Diego was taking his girlfriend home in his Toyota Yaris when they suddenly spotted a kitten just standing in the middle of the road. Thankfully, the kitten ran out of the way while Diego swerved to avoid it. He says they both thought the little kitty was very cute. Do you have a dashcam video that you want to share with us? Please send the video together with a description of what happened using the link in the description below.